In the heart of New York City, where skyscrapers touch the clouds and the streets never truly slept, lived Alex, a 28-year-old freelance illustrator. He spent his days in a tiny Brooklyn apartment, sketching book covers and album art, headphones on, coffee cold beside him. Alex was easygoing, quick with a joke, and genuinely kind, qualities that made him a great friend, but somehow kept romance at arm's length. Women appreciated him, sure, but it always ended with, "You're such a good guy," or "Let's stay friends." He never quite figured out the missing piece. Hugs? To him, they were just polite gestures, quick, awkward, forgettable. That changed one crisp October evening at a rooftop birthday party in Williamsburg. The city lights glittered below like fallen stars, music thumped softly from speakers, and the air smelled of fall leaves and expensive cocktails. Alex was leaning against the railing, sketching the skyline on his phone, when he spotted Mia. They'd crossed paths a few times through mutual friends, group brunches, trivia nights, but never really talked one-on-one. She was a graphic designer too, with a sharp sense of humor and eyes that crinkled when she laughed. Tonight, she wore jeans and a cozy sweater, hair loose in the breeze. She saw him, smiled wide, and walked over. "Alex, hey stranger." Before he could say much, she pulled him into a hug. It was the friendly pat, classic, short, platonic. Lasted maybe 2 seconds. Her body tilted slightly away, arms loose around his shoulders, a couple of quick pats on his back like, "Good to see you, pal." Minimal contact, no real warmth lingering. Alex returns the pat, smiled, and felt that old familiar sting. Friend zone locked in. But something he'd read recently stuck with him. Hugs weren't just hugs. They were signals. This one screamed platonic, but it wasn't a dead end. It was an opening. Don't get discouraged. Build from here. He stayed in the conversation instead of drifting away. Asked about her latest freelance gig, a branding project for a coffee chain, listened as she ranted about bad clients, and lit up describing her vision. They laughed over shared industry horror stories. By the end of the night, they'd exchanged numbers, just in case you need feedback on that sketch. A couple of weeks later, another group hang, a movie screening in Dumbo. After the film, as people said goodbyes on the sidewalk, Mia turned to him. "Walk me to the subway?" They strolled along the East River, city lights reflecting on the water. At the station entrance, she hugged him goodbye. This was different. The firm hug. It lasted longer, 4, maybe 5 seconds. Her arms wrapped fully around his torso with noticeable firmness, a gentle squeeze that felt comfortable, intentional. Alex sensed her relax against him just a fraction. He didn't rush to pull away. Instead, he held it a heartbeat longer than she did, then eased back slowly, watching her face. Mia didn't step away right away. Her eyes met his, soft smile lingering. "That was a fun night," she said quietly. "Yeah," Alex replied, voice steady despite the rush in his chest. He noticed the cues, shoulders relaxed, eye contact warm and unhurried. It wasn't fireworks yet, but familiarity, ease. She felt safe around him. He didn't push for more, just smiled and said, "We should grab coffee sometime. No group required." She nodded, a faint blush on her cheeks. "I'd like that." From there, things unfolded naturally. Coffee turned into longer dates, walks through Central Park, browsing bookstores in the village, late-night slices at a corner pizza spot. They talked about everything. Dreams of bigger projects, family quirks, the weird anxiety of living in a city that never slowed down. One chilly November afternoon, rain poured down as they left a museum. They ducked under an awning on Fifth Avenue, laughing at how soaked they were. Mia shivered. Alex opened his arms instinctively. She stepped right in. The lingering embrace. This hug refused to end. 10 seconds, 15, 20 or more. Her body melted against his, chest pressing closer, breathing slowing as she rested her head near his shoulder. Her hands stayed on his back, fingers lightly tracing absent patterns through his jacket. The rain drummed around them, creating a bubble in the busy street. Alex mirrored her energy. He didn't pull away first. His hand slid gently to her lower back, a light touch, a subtle squeeze that said, "This feels right. I'm not going anywhere." Mia let out a small, content sigh that vibrated against his chest. When they finally separated, her cheeks were flushed, eyes brighter than the city lights. "I don't know why," she said softly, "but being close to you just feels good. Really good." Alex's heart hammered, but he kept calm. "Same here. More than same." That hug shifted everything. Comfort had turned into attraction, emotional, physical, undeniable. Months passed in a blur of New York seasons. Winter walks turned to spring picnics in the park. Late-night texts became daily calls. They shared playlists, cooked terrible dinners together in his tiny kitchen, watched sunsets from his rooftop. Then came Mia's birthday in early summer. Alex planned a low-key surprise, a picnic on a quiet spot in Brooklyn Bridge Park at golden hour. Blanket spread, her favorite takeout sushi, a small cake he'd picked up from that bakery she loved, and a speaker playing soft indie tracks. As the sun dipped behind the Manhattan skyline, Mia blew out the candle. She looked at him, eyes shining. "This is perfect, Alex. You have no idea." They stood to pack up. She turned, wrapped her arms around him fully. The intimate embrace, the clearest sign of all. She leaned in completely, head resting on his shoulder, then tilting toward his neck. Her breathing deepened, audible in the quiet park air. One hand slid up to caress his back in slow, gentle circles. The other tightened around his waist. Their heartbeats synced, quick but steady. Alex embraced her naturally, arms secure, warm, gentle. He let her feel his presence, his calm. His hand rested on her lower back, thumb tracing soothing arcs. She didn't pull away. Instead, she lingered, pressing closer like she wanted to stay there forever. Finally, she eased back just enough for their faces to be inches apart. Her eyes searched his, open, vulnerable, hopeful. "Alex." He didn't hesitate. With quiet confidence, he cupped her face gently and kissed her. Soft at first, testing, then deeper as she responded, her fingers threading into his hair. The kiss tasted like salt air, vanilla frosting, and months of unspoken want. When they parted, foreheads touching, breaths mingling, she whispered, "I've wanted that for so long." "I was waiting for the moment to feel right," he said. Turns out every hug was leading here. Their relationship bloomed from there. Lazy Sundays in bed, weekend trips upstate, arguments over pizza toppings that ended in laughter. Every hug became part of their language. The friendly pat was the starting line, where he chose patience over disappointment. The firm hug built the foundation, trust, one extra second at a time. The lingering embrace ignited the spark, where closeness became desire. And the intimate embrace sealed it. The moment signals aligned, confidence quiet, but unbreakable. Years later, on a quiet beach in the Hamptons at sunset, they got married. During the vows, Mia hugged him. That same intimate embrace, full lean in, head on his chest, breathing steady and sure. Guests cheered, waves crashed softly, but only they understood the full story. Every type of hug had been a chapter, a test he'd passed by paying attention, by responding with calm assurance instead of nerves or rush. Alex never missed an opportunity again because he'd learned, in the noisy chaos of life, a hug is a silent conversation. Duration, pressure, body position, breathing, they all speak. When you listen with presence, mirror the energy, and add subtle confidence, a simple gesture can become the foundation of forever. And for them, that's exactly what it became.